Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Sidings. Sidings are short little primers to help you get started with 18xx. Now this episode is going to deal with something called priority deal and what exactly priority deal is. Priority deal is when you have a turn order that will be utilized during the stock round. Now we use priority deal to kind of state who is going to be acting first, but there are other methods to kind of take care of who will be acting first, second, third, etc. during a stock round. Priority deal basically comes down to one or two different types of systems that focus specifically on picking the start player and then play proceeding usually clockwise from them. There are also some numbered orders that we'll get into in a minute as well, which may cause you to have stock rounds that do not go in clockwise order at all. So let's get into the three common types of priority deal or turn orders for stock rounds. So first up, number one, this is just money based. This is just when the person who has the most cash goes first or the person goes last. And then typically the rest of the order is determined by other people's placement on that spectrum. Next up is what I just call sequential. Now, these are when there are numbers placed out. And basically what it is there are tiles in the center of the table and they're numbered one for every player. And when a player passes, they take the lowest number that's available. In a lot of cases, they can re-enter by turning that number back in or, subsequent actions. But typically what it says is that turn order will be determined in the next stock round by the pass order of this stock round. Pay attention to these because they can be a little tricky and people can come back in later in a lot of versions and kind of mess with turn order. And then you'll see a bit of a late turn scramble during a stock round, just to kind of jockey for that position. Because as you can guess, having priority in a stock round can be very, very important in a lot of situations. And I saved the most common for last, and that is our number three, which is the quintessential person to the left of the last person to act. So what this means is that typically turn order is determined at the moment when everybody who's playing passes consecutively. They don't have to pass in complete order, but it will essentially be boom, 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 boom. Everybody passes, stock round's over. When that happens, whoever acted last passes the priority deal marker to the person to their left. And then that person will be the first to act in the next round, and then play typically just goes clockwise around from there. This is definitely the most common method and one that people play to the most. So be aware that you will see a lot of people sometimes pass early on in a stock round. Doesn't mean they're not doing anything. They're either waiting to buy their time or they're going to check on where turn order is going to line out at the end. Priority deal markers can also be a little personal for everybody who's playing a game. So for instance, the new ones from All Aboard Games have been coming with large chunky wooden tokens that are pretty cool, like, a beaver or a buffalo, things like that. I find those a lot of fun. But Tony and I also like to have personal ones. Like we like these copper. These are actually pencil sharpeners you can get on Amazon. I love the F4. It's one of my favorite engines. Or this awesome coin that I use for 18 mechs. So, have some fun with your priority deal markers if the games support it. I find it's a little great personal touch you can add to a game. We're going to be covering stock rounds in a little more detail and exactly how play is going to progress during a stock round, specifically how to open companies. So look for that coming up next, and be sure to do all the buttony things, like, subscribe, tell your friends, push the thumbs up, push the bell, all those things, and check us out on the podcast when you have some time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.